Have you been trying to grow on YouTube from 0 subscribers? Have you been trying to grow your channel for a few months, a few years? I know how it feels. I have been there. If you look at certain videos where they are offering you information on how to grow, sometimes it can be very overwhelming. I'm here to help change that. Now, I have a plan, a step-by-step guide, some tips that I feel that are very realistic. When you take these steps, you will have success. You will be able to grow your channel. Let's get into my plan to help you grow on YouTube from 0 subscribers. Or if you're not at 0 subscribers, the plan that I have will certainly help you reach the next level in your journey. So let's get into it. So the first thing I would say is decide on your niche and work on it consistently. Think about it this way. There are a lot of people on YouTube, on the internet, looking for how to do something, how to achieve something specific. If you are able to tap into that, then you've definitely hit gold. I think the approach shouldn't be, what can the viewers do for me? What can an audience do for me? But more of, what can you do for the audience? Think of it as, how can I help somebody achieve a goal? Or how can I help somebody learn something? When you come at your content creation from that angle, then you're going to have a lot to work with and a lot to build on. I know people sometimes would say, you don't need to think of a niche right now, just record whatever, post whatever. But I would say, from what I've learned, when I experienced organic growth, when I experienced consistent growth, was when I actually decided to teach people something. And that's what I'm saying to you. Create or find a niche, find something where you're showing people how to do something, a step-by-step type of thing, or information that they never really knew about. People are curious. So just think about some of the videos that you watch. There are things that you learn from the videos. So find a niche and let it be something specific. Be consistent, because that's what people will know you as. So for example, they could say, oh, that's the girl that makes budget-friendly vegan meals, or that's the guy that does nature photography of birds in the mountains. You see how specific that is? It's not enough for you to just say, you know what, I'm just gonna make cooking videos. You have to specifically bring that down, make it into a sub niche where it's, well, I'm gonna make cooking videos that are on a budget. Watch me make dinner with only 5 ingredients. The next thing I would suggest is to create a strategy around that niche. One thing I've learned on my own YouTube journey is that people love a series. Think about it. How many times have you watched maybe a moving series, right? Someone's like, moving to New York City, part 1. And then people are like, oh my gosh, like they can't wait to see part 2, moving to New York City. There are different strategies you could create around your niche. And I think once you figure out what that niche is, right? What information you're trying to provide, then you can now decide on how to create a strategy around that niche. And again, a strategy means, for me anyway, if you want to see that growth, the strategy would be to create a series around your niche. It creates continuity and a sequence to follow. You know, they end up wanting to look forward to what's next, or sometimes they want to go back and see, well, what happened before you got to this point in this video. When you don't have a strategy, sometimes it looks like your video is all over the place, and maybe the algorithm is like grasping for straws to figure out who your audience should be, who they should send your video to. So that's why I think it's important to have an actual niche and then strategize around that. The other thing I would say is you should study what others are doing in that content space that you are working on for your niche. Sometimes we just want to go ahead and do whatever comes to our mind, whatever, creative thoughts we have, we just want to film it, and we feel like, oh, people will fall in love with it right away. And yes, sometimes that does happen. But I think it more so happens when you do find, again, that niche. And especially when you're new, there's still so much to learn, right? So go ahead and find other content creators who are creating in this niche that you're in. So if you're doing photography or something like that, find other content creators that are posting photography related video content, information about photography. Sometimes it could be information about different types of cameras, or, if your niche is specifically something like sports photography or wedding photography, then you could find, content creators that do that and kind of go back through the sequence of their own videos and see how they built on their information, how they built on their content. Along with that, I would add, go into their comments, okay? What are people talking about? What are people looking for? Sometimes people will comment on these content creators' pages asking for additional information about something, or being so happy that they learned something specific from that video. Now, use that as you craft your own ideas around the video that you are doing for your niche. So here's another step. You need to review your analytics. It's easy when you're a newbie to say, well, I don't really have any real analytics to, look up against, to refer against. My channel is still so new. How do I really have analytics? The thing is, you do. YouTube will tell you things like the impressions, your reach, your engagement, how many views you're getting for the video within a certain amount of time. So I would say review your analytics, because it can help inform certain things about your video. In my experience, my analytics has really helped me in terms of figuring out the best days to post. I've discovered, for instance, Tuesdays might be the best day to post certain videos compared to posting on Saturdays. And the only way I figured that out is based on how the analytics were doing, how the views were doing. So it's important to keep up with those items, with those specific data points, because that's gonna help you to know, like, okay, well, if I post on Tuesday, here's the uptick I'm seeing. Compared to when I post on Saturday, it doesn't have the same type of uptick. So now it helps you strategize and pivot, right, to posting on Tuesdays instead of Saturdays. So definitely pay attention to those analytics. When you're still growing your channel, it's easy to be confused about when to post. What is the best day to post? What is the best time to post? I can't tell you how many times I've researched, just trying to find the best sweet spot, the sweet spot to post, right? So I would say explore a little bit, figure out what days work for you, where you see a higher view rate, for instance, after you've posted. I will say, give your post some time. Sometimes, you might post a video and right away the numbers go up, the views go up, the impressions. Sometimes it may take a day, it may take 2 days before you start to see that climb in your views. So definitely don't be discouraged. Give it a little bit of time, and you're definitely going to see some growth when you follow these tips. In addition to that, I would say try to post at least once a week. I know when you start, it's a little bit confusing. You have a lot of other stuff going on. You might be a student, you might be working, but try to build a consistent habit of posting at least once a week. Even if you don't do once a week, push to come as close to once a week as you can. And then as you develop that muscle of posting once a week, guess what? You're gonna eventually graduate to posting twice a week or 3 times a week. I would say try to build that consistency, just because your new subscribers, they are going to be on the lookout for your video. You want to ride that wave, especially when you start to see your videos are getting certain amount of views and engagement and comments. You want to ride that wave and not let your channel get dormant. That's why it's important for you to try to post at least once a week. Build that muscle of consistent posting, because it's going to work in your favor. The thing is, you want your new subscribers to be familiar with your videos and expect it on a regular basis. You want them to expect it regularly. You want them to look forward to it regularly. So that's the thing. When you're consistently posting, the people who are enjoying your channel and your content, they will get familiar with you. They would want to see your face more. They would want to hear what you have to say more frequently. And so if you leave a space between posting, what that does is it kind of disconnects your audience slightly, and you don't really want to do that. Another thing I would add is engage with your audience. So when people start to comment and ask you questions, I think it's important for you to respond back. What that does is it shows a level of activity on your channel. As a YouTube watcher myself, I get excited when people respond to my comments. Like when I'm watching someone else's channel, I end up commenting on their channel and they end up responding back. It just creates this nice level of communication, a nice level of engagement. Yeah, I have noticed sometimes when people have really blown up in the YouTube space, they hardly respond for one reason or another. But hey, they've already worked really hard, so some of them don't feel the need to respond. But I feel like when you're growing your channel, when you're starting from zero, when you're less than 1,000 subscribers or even slightly over 1,000 subscribers, I would suggest do your best to engage with those who are supporting your channel with views. The thing about YouTube now is they're finding different ways for creators to get monetized, right? So, you want to build that community. So maybe when you now have the opportunity to have members, your community will not hesitate to join. I would say it's important. Engage with your people. Build your tribe. So those are my steps for how to grow on YouTube from 0 subscribers. If you start using these steps now, if you start using these tips now, I can guarantee that you're going to notice a difference, a positive change in how your content will go. You're going to notice an uptick. You're going to notice growth. I mean, that's what we really want. That's why we're really here. We want to be able to see our channel grow. I myself, I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers as we speak. I believe I'm at 860 subscribers. Woohoo! That's super exciting. The last time I made a YouTube video about how YouTube changed my life with less than 500 subscribers, I was only at 530 something subscribers, and now I'm at 860, and I believe that was only maybe 3.5 or 4 months ago. So, I changed a few things, and I started to see consistent growth. I started to see a consistent show of views, consistent organic engagement, consistent subscriptions. I mean, it's been really nice. I hope that you found this video really helpful. I hope that you are able to grow your channel with these tips. Definitely put in the comments if you feel that this video was helpful. Put in the comments and let me know. And if you decide to use these tips, please come back and let me know how you grew your channel, because I really truly believe that these tips will guarantee you some growth. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you were able to hang out with me today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, to let YouTube know that this is where the party's at. All right, well, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.